We have a big tag team match on tap. Graham Wellington and Onyx will take on James Avery and Brandon Fields. That's up next. All right, it's time for our big tag team match that we have here at NOW2. And there you see the professional Brandon Fields accompanied by his tag team partner, the stretcher James Avery. And what are these two goofs doing out here? They have no reason to be out here. That is, of course, Daniel Winchester, the gentleman in the tuxedo, and J.R. Judy, who I can't even describe his outfit. But why are they out here, Trent?
Well, they are students of James Avery. James runs a professional wrestling school in Newark, the Central Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy. And they are students in training, I guess you could say. Brandon Fields is also
whoops. Little malfunction at the junction there through James Avery.
I hope he didn't teach him that. But, Brandon Fields is one of Avery's prize pupils. He's been competing for about 2 to 3 years now. Avery's been competing for well over 15 years, a true veteran. So this is a mentor-protege team with a veteran and the young up-and-comer in Fields.
Yeah, but my point is, though, Winchester and Judy do not need to be at ringside. I mean, what are they there for? They're there probably to cheat.
Yeah, I don't think Viper would have a problem with that.
You know what? You got to learn the ropes here, and you got someone that's willing to show them what they need to do from the time they come to the ring, and they have to learn somewhere how to take full advantage of the situation and the opportunities available to them. So, yeah, I think this is a great learning ground for them.
I'm just saying, I know James Avery very well, and he has certainly stacked the deck in his favor. He's got 2 extra hands out there on the floor against the team of Wellington and Onyx. And there you hear the introduction for those 2 gentlemen.
Yeah, this will be very interesting to see how they gel as a team. They're very familiar with each other, so I think they're going to be a pretty good team.
Well, here we are waiting on the arrival of Onyx and Graham Wellington. Graham Wellington, of course. Oh, wait a minute, and I've just been told, too, this is Little O, the valet for Onyx, coming out here at ringside. Well, it still makes it 4-on-3, so the advantage is still Avery's crew, still has the advantage, but there you're seeing Onyx. He certainly is a very powerful gentleman. You can just look at his physique and know he is certainly a gentleman that spends a lot of time in the gym, and he's strong as an ox. I said it earlier with Brian Castle. There's a dude that's strong as an ox as well, and Graham Wellington, who is an incredibly intelligent young man, went to Harvard. I talked to him in the back earlier on today, and he was explaining to me some of the theories that he learned in quantum physics, which I have no idea whether they're right or wrong because I can barely spell quantum physics.
So you're telling me that the IQ in the ring is going to be more than the IQ outside the ring for this particular match?
I wouldn't say that about Daniel Winchester and J.R. Judy. That's not very nice, Viper.
I just think the matchup here, Onyx, that guy, he has got some size on him.
Yeah, he's got shoulders in different zip codes. But he also brings a brute force and intensity to the ring. He's been wrestling for quite a while, too. So he's another guy. He's seen it all. He's done it all. Graham Wellington, as you stated, very intelligent wrestler. He always comes up with a game plan for every match. I know he's come up with a game plan for this match. He's watched a lot of footage. So this is their first time teaming up, Onyx and Graham Wellington. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out.
And, of course, Graham Wellington has only been wrestling about 2 or 3 years himself, coming out of the northeastern part of Ohio. And it looks like Brandon Fields is going to start things for his team. And it looks like maybe Onyx is going to start. Yep, it is going to be Onyx. Now, if you're Brandon Fields, how do you chop down this massive cherry tree?
Well, I think it's when you have to implore JR in this one here, probably.
Well, JR and Daniel Winchester, maybe
1.5 or 2.5 going up against Onyx.
Well, the fans are certainly behind Onyx and Graham Wellington. There you see Wellington pumping up the crowd.
Yeah, Fields is going to have to use his quickness, his technical ability, because there's no way that he's going to be able to match strength with Onyx. It's just not going to work out very well for him.
I think Fields is a little hesitant. I don't think he knows what to do.
Yeah, I think the crowd's kind of getting under his skin too, kind of rattling him a little bit.
All right, well, now Brandon Fields still kind of hesitant, still trying to figure out what to do. I don't think James Avery's giving him any help, though. He hasn't told him what to do, and here we go. Collar and elbow tie-up, and whoa, wow. Let's be honest. Brandon Fields is not a small gentleman. In fact, I think he checked in, about 205, 210? So he's not a small gentleman by no means, but Onyx threw him across the ring like he was a rag doll.
Yeah, he realized very quickly that he's not going to be able to match power with Onyx, so he's going to have to use some other tools in his toolbox.
Well, speaking of a tool, there's one right there, and J.R. Judy. What a goofball. And now there's a quick amateur takedown from Onyx, and he lets him go, and Brandon Fields is complaining. What's he complaining about, Trent? What could he possibly be
pulling his hair? You saw that right there.
He did not pull his hair.
Clearly took him to the mat too easy. It was definitely, you probably couldn't see it from this angle, but I would definitely have to say he was probably pulling on his hair.
Yeah, I didn't see it from my vantage point, but I think Fields and Avery are going to need to take every cheap shot that they can to get an advantage.
And now they're just giving it to the referee, Avery and Fields. Trent, can I ask you, in your wrestling career, did you ever try to intimidate the referee? Ever try to confuse them by just constantly jaw-jacking and yapping in their ears?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that effective?
Well, it depends on the referee.
Okay.
The referee in this match, he's a senior official. I don't think it's necessarily going to work with him. But in a tag team situation, if you can get him distracted, then your partner can, come in and do some damage.
In the meantime, Brandon Fields is a victim of a huge power slam. After missing a couple of maneuvers, Onyx grabbed him and just slammed him right down to the mat. And now Onyx is taking him over to the corner and tags in Graham Wellington. And let's see how well the street smarts and the book smarts gel here, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Graham Wellington, as you can see, he's a pretty big guy himself. But he doesn't rely exclusively, on power moves. He can get technical, and as you can see right now, yeah, he can throw the punches too. And
there we go, raining down punches from way above as the fans count along, and whoa, biting him a little bit there.
Looking at that, see, there's no need for that.
Okay, Viper, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And now there's a tag, and here comes Onyx, the big man of the team, and look at this, big whip in, an elbow to the chops, and there's a big splash from Onyx.
Come on, ref, get two of them out of there.
Well, they have till 5 to get out of the ring. Suplex from Wellington and Onyx, and maybe that is enough to put away Brandon Fields. And I don't know. I think Avery got in the head of the referee and distracted him for a split second, and that allowed Fields to get out from underneath that cover.
Yeah, I think Avery was actually nervous that Brandon wasn't going to kick out of that pin attempt.
A quick shoulder block in the corner from Onyx, and another one. And if you're Brandon Fields, you got to think that he wants to get out of this ring as quickly as possible. And there's a big heel toss right over into the corner of James Avery. Now, I got a question. Why would Onyx throw the man into his own corner? I think, Trent, that's not a very smart strategy.
Not necessarily. I mean, if you're confident in your ability against both members of a tag team, I think maybe Onyx isn't intimidated by Avery.
And now Avery continuing to just give the business to the referee.
Yeah, Avery, as we saw in Jock Sampson's match, is another very vocal wrestler during the match. And he does it to get in his opponent's head, and I think to irritate the fans as well.
And there we go, working on the left arm, right there from Graham Wellington, just twisting right on the arm, putting a lot of pressure on the elbow, putting a lot of pressure on the wrist. Avery escapes with a roll through, and now look at this. Here we go, behind with a quick hammerlock, spins him around, snap bear over, and now into a chin lock.
Yeah, James Avery is a very proficient technical wrestler.
Yes, no doubt.
As you just saw, but he doesn't always rely on it, though. He likes to take those shortcuts.
And now Wellington escapes with a hammerlock, and we're to the back corner here. And are we going to get a clean break? I don't think so, but Wellington ducks a big chop, and another big chop on Avery, and a third one. And now maybe it's time for another heel toss here. Nope. Whip to the far corner there, and Wellington setting up for something. Here we go. Big clothesline in the corner, and Avery is down and out.
Yeah, I think Graham really should go for a pin right now.
Certainly, I would agree with you. Here we go. Here's a cover. One. That's all I got.
I think he waited a little too long for that cover, and it might have cost him.
And now Wellington going to whip Avery off the ropes again. There he goes. Reversal. Avery shoots him in. Big kick right into the face of James Avery. But whoa, what a power slam. And I don't think he got all of that, Trent, but he certainly got enough to make it effective. Here we go, cover one. And that's all he gets.
Yeah, what he's done with that power slam is he's turned the tide in this match. And yeah, he tagged in Brandon, who's had time to recover. And yeah, now we're going to see how Graham deals with adversity.
And right now, Brandon Fields looking to work on the arm, it looks like, of Graham Wellington with a big elbow right down to the shoulder joint. And Graham is hurting for certain. And again, grabbing that arm and twisting it, putting all that torque right on the elbow and the wrist, and now a quick hammerlock, and whoa, reverses to the other arm.
Yeah, I mean, if you can damage both of your opponent's arms, I mean...
Here we go, cover one. Sorry to interrupt, Trent. There was a one count only.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can debilitate both of your opponent's arms, then they're very limited in what they can do.
Now, look at this. Avery's getting in here, distracting the referee. They claim they made a tag. There was no tag made, and now Avery's just raining down with double axe handles to the neck of Graham Wellington.
I'm going to have to get you some glasses. You didn't say that was pretty clear to me that they were in there and made the tag. Ref's back with him. He didn't get a chance to see them, but yeah, that was a clear tag there.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. And there's a cover two, and that's all that Avery can get on Wellington.
Yeah, and you notice he put the forearm across the face of Graham when he went for the cover, which is really just adds to the pinfall.
It adds a little insult to the injury as well, correct?
Yeah, it's a little humiliating. But
and now here comes Graham Wellington. He's fighting back, but he ran into a massive clothesline from James Avery.
Yeah, and as you can see, JR and Winchester approve.
Now, why are they dressed like they're dressed? Why didn't they match? Do they not coordinate? Like what? Anyways, I digress here. Here we go. Drop kick off of the inverted atomic drop from Avery. Fields getting the cover. Here we go. This might be enough. 1, 2, and no.
Yeah, Brandon really should have hooked a leg on that. It allowed Graham to kick out easier than if he'd hooked the leg.
And now Brandon Fields, still in control, going to pick up Graham Wellington. I wonder what he has in mind. It looks like he's... whoa. Graham almost got to the corner there, but an elbow to the back of the neck will stop his progress. And, I think maybe a moment of hesitation for Brandon Fields may have come back to bite him, but luckily he managed to get that elbow into the neck of Wellington. And now we're going to get another double team from Fields and Avery. Whips him in off the ropes. Here we go. Whoa, wait a minute. Graham Wellington got a kick to Fields and then just threw the two gentlemen together. I use that term loosely when talking about Avery and Fields.
Yeah, this is Graham's opportunity to make the tag. Onyx has been out there for a while. He's raring to get back in the match. But
and Little O is trying to get the fans behind her. She is the valet for Onyx, and she is trying to get the great fans of Groveport behind them. And Graham is still a long ways away from making a tag. Can he do it? Can he get over there and make a tag to the powerhouse of Onyx? And he does. Here comes Onyx. There's one clothesline. There's a clothesline. Here's another clothesline. Here's another clothesline. My goodness. He is unstoppable on a double clothesline for Avery Fields. And now these two dimwits, what are they doing? They're up on the apron. And I think Little O has something in store for them, maybe. And she yanks them right off, and they hit their faces right on the ring apron. And Little O is very proud of her handiwork, as she should be. And
yeah, that's what happens when you get involved in the match. Sometimes it backfires on you. So I think they might be out of the equation for a little bit.
They might be. Is that enough to get the victory for Onyx and Wellington? Big back elbow from Wellington. Here's a big clothesline on Brandon Fields from Graham. Here's a double sledge as well. And maybe Wellington setting him up for his finisher. No, reversal. Sorry, Brandon Fields tries for a clothesline. Big calf kick coming from Graham Wellington, and that might be enough. 1, 2, and I don't believe that was enough, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Brandon had the presence of mind to kick out, but I don't know how much more he can take of this. But see Avery and Onyx on the outside.
And they're brawling at ringside here. Meanwhile, Wellington and Fields are up in the ring battling. Oh my goodness, what a maneuver. I don't even know what to call that, Trent.
Yeah, it was a variation of the backstabber.
And oh my goodness, that was almost enough to put away Graham Wellington. And Brandon Fields can't believe it. He's saying 3, but clearly the referee said a 2 count only. Onyx, I don't know what happened to Onyx. This is such a chaotic match, folks. I don't even know what's going on. I didn't see why is Onyx down. Something happened out on the floor between him and Avery.
Yeah, it's hard when you've got four competitors, and then you've got Avery's students at ringside. It's very hard to keep track of everything going on if you're the referee.
All right, Fields is setting him up. Looks like a twisting type of clothesline. He ducked underneath. Graham Wellington with a shot down. Oh, here we come. Necktie, neck breaker. There you go. That might be enough. Here we go. 1. Look out for Avery. Look out for Avery. Yeah. Maybe he heard me because Graham rolled out of the way. Avery collided with Brandon Fields. And there's a spear for your trouble. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Onyx and Graham Wellington get the victory. And Brandon Fields is feeling awful after being a victim of James Avery's diabolical plot to come off the top rope, but it didn't quite pan out, did it, Trent?
No, I just don't think that Fields and Avery could handle the power of Onyx and the skill, the technical ability of Graham Wellington, and even having their students at ringside didn't help them much.
Well, there you go. Little O is very proud of the team that she is managing here tonight. Graham Wellington and Onyx, they are victorious over Avery and Fields, and all 4 of them going back to the locker room in defeat.
Yeah, this was Onyx and Graham's first time teaming. I don't know if we'll see them again in the future, but if we do, I think they could be a team to be reckoned with.
And from what I'm being told, we will have comments from the man that we saw in action in our first match, the Appalachian Outlaw, Jock Sampson.